Picture this: a boudoir bathed in the sickly sweet scent of wilted violets, a room where opulence cloaks a grim reality. Rosewood furniture gleams under the gaslight, reflecting in the polished surface of an antique vanity laden with porcelain jars and silver implements. Silk drapes, heavy with the weight of embroidered roses, obscure the leaded glass windows, hinting at secrets kept within. But behind the gilded cage, a different story unfolds. This is not a sanctuary of serenity. It is a battlefield of beauty, a daily struggle against the relentless march of decay. Here, in this exquisitely appointed prison of propriety, the air hangs thick with the perfume of death, a heady cocktail of rosewater and arsenic, a subtle hint of coal soot mingling with the pervasive stench of decay cleverly masked by the Ambergris Guild's finest creations. The very walls seem to whisper tales of past triumphs and tragedies, each crack and crevice a testament to the relentless pursuit of an unattainable ideal, flawless beauty. Our heroine, a lady of impeccable breeding, begins her day, not with prayer, but with a ritual as complex and potentially lethal as any alchemic experiment. It's a five-fold process, a meticulously choreographed dance with death, a testament to the lengths women went to in pursuit of an ephemeral ideal. First, the cleansing, a process involving concoctions that would curdle milk and strip the paint from furniture. Then, the exfoliation, a brutal scrubbing that left skin raw and vulnerable. Next, the application of pastes and powders, each designed to whiten, brighten, and mask the ravages of time and poor sanitation. The fourth act involves the application of potent perfumes, which simultaneously masked the stench of decay and served as a potent form of social signaling. Finally, the careful construction of the facade, the corseting, the layering of fabrics, the meticulous arrangement of hair. This, my friends, is the Victorian woman's toilet, a theater of vanity, a macabre ballet performed daily, a testament to the lengths women went to in their quest for beauty, even if that beauty came at a terrible price. And let us not forget the silent veil maids, their feather colors ranking their status in this grim hierarchy, ever vigilant, ever silent, ever present. The chilling echoes of Countess Bathory's bloodbaths whisper alongside the tales of Roman urine mouthwash and Venetian ceruse, a symphony of perfumed dread, a testament to the lengths to which women would go to achieve the impossible standards of Victorian beauty. The story of the bronze crown, too small for its swollen wearer, remains a potent symbol of the era's dark underbelly. And the Venetian monk's chilling words, "No boy left that chamber unbruised," hang heavy in the air. Let's delve into the first act of this macabre five-fold performance, the chamber pot crouch. Imagine, if you will, our impeccably dressed lady, adorned in layers of silk and crinoline, gracefully maneuvering her considerable bulk around the opulent furnishings of her boudoir, all to reach the discreetly positioned chamber pot tucked beneath a velvet-draped chaise lounge. The very act is a study in controlled chaos, a delicate dance between elegance and the unavoidable realities of bodily functions. Forget the privacy of a modern bathroom. This was a performance played out in the very heart of her lavish surroundings. The delicate porcelain vessel, perhaps adorned with hand-painted roses, held the promise of brief respite, yet the reality was far less romantic. The lack of proper sanitation was, shall we say, pungent. The air, already thick with the scent of expensive perfumes, now mingled with the less than pleasant aroma of, well, let's just say it wasn't rosewater. The very act was fraught with peril. The precarious balance of crinoline and corset, already a challenge in the best of circumstances, was further complicated by the need to maintain a semblance of decorum while performing this intimate function. A sudden, unexpected movement could result in a cascade of fabric, a toppling of fragile ornaments, or worse, a catastrophic unraveling of one's carefully constructed facade. One can only imagine the whispered anxieties, the silent prayers uttered as the lady performed this necessary, yet undignified act. And the disposal? Ah, that's a story for another time. A tale of discreet servants, hidden passages, and the ever-present threat of overflowing cesspools. But for now, Let's just savor the darkly comedic image of our elegant Victorian lady, poised precariously above her chamber pot, a queen on her porcelain throne, her delicate porcelain throne, a stark contrast to the less than regal reality of her situation. The opulence of her surroundings only serves to highlight the absurdity, the inherent contradiction between the exquisite and the utterly mundane. The perfumed rot, indeed. Now, let's move on to the second act of our Victorian spa day, or perhaps, more accurately, a Victorian dispa day. Having navigated the perils of the chamber pot crouch, our heroine now faces the cleansing ritual. Forget gentle foams and luxurious lotions. This was a far more rustic affair. Imagine a vanity drawer overflowing not with neatly arranged cosmetics, but with an assortment of unsettling concoctions, jars of dubious pastes, bottles of pungent liquids, and implements that look suspiciously like medieval torture devices. This is no ordinary cleansing. This is a full-body assault on grime and, quite possibly, the delicate balance of one's internal organs. The process begins with a thorough scrubbing, using rough cloths and soaps that would strip the paint from a carriage. The lack of running water meant that this was a somewhat messy affair. Think less soothing spa treatment, more industrial-strength scouring. The resulting abrasions, while undoubtedly effective at removing dirt, left the skin raw and vulnerable, a perfect breeding ground for any number of infections. And what of the ingredients? Let's just say that the cleansing agents were as likely to cause harm as to do good. Think lye-based concoctions, strong ammonia solutions, and perhaps a dash of arsenic, just to add a touch of excitement. The air must have been positively toxic, a heady mix of harsh chemicals and lingering odors that would make a modern-day health inspector faint. This was a process designed to strip away not just dirt, but also, quite possibly, several layers of skin. The absurdity of it all is almost breathtaking. Here we have women of means, surrounded by luxury, subjecting themselves to a cleansing ritual that would make a medieval peasant blush. Yet, this was the height of Victorian hygiene, a testament to the era's peculiar blend of opulence and utter disregard for basic sanitation. A truly darkly humorous and utterly terrifying display of Victorian practicality. The legacy of layers, indeed, begins with this brutal scrubbing. And now, for the pièce de résistance, the application of arsenic-laced cosmetics. Picture this. Our Lady, her skin raw from the previous ordeal, now delicately applies a range of powders and pastes, each designed to enhance her beauty, while simultaneously introducing a touch of slow, agonizing poison into her system. Think of it as a slow-release beauty treatment with a truly unforgettable finish. The powders, often containing lead or mercury, promised a flawless complexion, a snow-white glow that would make even the most discerning gentleman swoon. But this ethereal beauty came at a price. The lead, slowly poisoning the body, often resulted in a sickly pallor, a perverse irony considering the desired effect. The mercury, meanwhile, caused tremors, gum disease, and a host of other delightful ailments. One can only imagine the subtle yet terrifying symptoms: a slight tremor in the hand as she sipped her tea, a sudden, inexplicable bout of dizziness as she curtsied before the Queen. And the perfumes. Oh, the perfumes! A heady mix of floral notes and arsenic. Yes, you read that correctly. The very scent that was meant to enhance her allure, to make her irresistible to the opposite sex, was slowly killing her. It's a darkly comedic irony, isn't it? The more beautiful she became, the closer she edged towards her demise. Sister Yelena, guardian of the arsenic kettles, would undoubtedly approve. The application of these deadly concoctions was a daily ritual, a slow, deliberate dance with death. Each delicate application of powder, each spritz of perfume, was a step closer to the inevitable. The irony, of course, is that these women, striving for perfection, for an unattainable ideal of beauty, were unwittingly hastening their own demise. A truly chilling testament to the lengths to which people will go to achieve beauty, even if that beauty is fleeting and ultimately fatal. The perfumed rot continues, a fragrant, deadly embrace. Now, let's discuss the fourth and perhaps most symbolically significant ritual, the corset tightening. Forget the romantic notion of a blushing bride. On her coronation eve, our Victorian lady faces a far more brutal reality. The corset, a symbol of societal constraints, is about to be cinched tight, a physical manifestation of the expectations placed upon her. Imagine the scene. Our bride, already weakened by the cumulative effects of her daily beauty regime, is being prepared for her wedding day. The maid, her face grim with the knowledge of what's to come, begins the process of lacing the corset. Each pull of the laces is a tightening of the noose, a slow constriction that leaves the bride breathless, both literally and metaphorically. The process is excruciating. The corset, a rigid cage of bone and fabric, compresses the organs, restricts breathing, and creates a constant, throbbing ache. The bride, her face pale, endures the pain stoically, a silent testament to the expectations placed upon her. This is not just a matter of physical discomfort, it's a symbolic act, a ritualistic submission to the societal norms that dictate her life. The tightening of the corset is not merely a preparation for the wedding, it is a preparation for marriage, a life of societal constraints. It is a reminder that her role will be one of subservience, of conforming to expectations, of sacrificing her own comfort and well-being for the sake of maintaining appearances. The psychological impact is as significant as the physical pain. The corset becomes a symbol of her loss of autonomy, a physical representation of the invisible chains that bind her. The bronze crown, indeed, was too small for her swollen head, a head bowed under the weight of expectation. And as the final lace is pulled tight, the bride's breath catches in her throat, not just from the lack of air, but also from the weight of her future. A future defined by the constricting bonds of societal expectations. This is a truly macabre ritual, a darkly comedic display of Victorian womanhood, a woman's internal struggle against the external pressure, all wrapped in layers of silk and bone. The perfumed dread intensifies. Now, for a truly spectacular and terrifying finale, the crinoline fire test. Our Victorian lady, having endured the indignities of chamber pots, harsh cleansings, arsenic-laced cosmetics, and the agonizing corset tightening, now faces a new and entirely unique danger. Spontaneous combustion. Well, not quite spontaneous, but close enough. The crinoline, that magnificent symbol of Victorian femininity, was also a significant fire hazard. Made of layers upon layers of flammable fabric, it was a veritable tinderbox just waiting for a spark. And so, our ritual concludes with a dramatic, if somewhat reckless, test. A candle, a stray ember from a fireplace, or perhaps even a carelessly discarded cigarette, any of these could have ignited the voluminous skirts, creating a fiery inferno in a matter of seconds. The suspense builds as our heroine goes about her day, her crinoline billowing around her like a flammable cloud. Every near miss, every accidental brush against a flame raises the stakes. The tension is palpable, a darkly comedic countdown to disaster. Each rustle of the fabric is like the ticking of a time bomb, each step a gamble. And then, the inevitable happens. A stray spark, a careless moment, and whoosh! The crinoline erupts in flames, engulfing our heroine in a fiery embrace. The scene is chaotic, screaming maids, frantic attempts to extinguish the blaze, and the horrifying image of a woman engulfed in flames, her elegant attire transformed into a deadly pyre. The consequences could be devastating. Severe burns, disfigurement, even death, the risks were substantial. Yet, this dangerous ritual was commonplace, a testament to the absurdity and recklessness of Victorian-era fashion. The darkly humorous irony? The very garment designed to enhance her beauty could, and often did, lead to her demise. The perfumed dread gives way to the acrid stench of burning fabric and singed hair. A truly unforgettable and terrifying end to our Victorian toilette. The sacred silence is broken by screams. The aftermath of the crinoline conflagration was, predictably, messy. Burns, both physical and societal, were widespread. The once celebrated crinoline, now a symbol of reckless vanity, fell swiftly from fashion. The five-fold toilet, as we might call this gruesome ritual, slowly began to fade into obscurity, replaced by, dare we say, slightly safer practices. But the scars remained, both literal and figurative. The lingering scent of singed silk and burnt flesh clung to the air, a macabre perfume lingering long after the flames had died down. The physical consequences were, of course, horrifying. Countless women suffered severe burns, some losing limbs, others their lives. But the societal repercussions were equally devastating. The image of the Victorian lady, once synonymous with elegance and refinement, was tarnished by the very rituals meant to enhance her beauty. The irony is, of course, darkly amusing. This, however, is hardly unique in the annals of beauty rituals. Recall Countess Bathory's alleged bloodbaths, a far more extreme, but not entirely dissimilar, pursuit of eternal youth. Or the Roman practice of using urine as a mouthwash, a truly pungent approach to oral hygiene. Even the Venetian ceruse, a lead-based cosmetic favored by royalty, mirrors the Victorian obsession with dangerous beauty. The common thread is a relentless pursuit of beauty, an ideal so powerful that it overrides all considerations of safety and well-being. The Victorian woman, trapped in her gilded cage of societal expectations, sought perfection, even if that perfection meant embracing slow poisoning, fiery death, or the indignities of a chamber pot. This relentless quest for beauty, whether through arsenic, fire, or urine, is a macabre reminder of humanity's enduring fascination with the fleeting and the fatal. The sacred silence is finally broken by the laughter of history, a chilling, yet strangely satisfying sound. The perfumed rot has finally been exposed to the sun. So there you have it, the Victorian woman's toilet, a darkly comedic, tragically absurd, and undeniably dangerous ritual. From the perilous concoctions applied to their faces to the flammable fabrics billowing around their bodies, their pursuit of beauty was a constant gamble with death. The layers of silk and crinoline concealed a grim reality, a stark contrast between the outward image of elegance and the inward struggle for survival. The enduring legacy of these practices is a chilling reminder of the power of societal expectations and the lengths to which individuals will go to conform. The Victorian woman's toilet rituals weren't simply about hygiene or aesthetics. They were about adhering to a rigid social code, a code that prioritized appearance over well-being. Understanding these practices allows us to glimpse the darker side of history, a side often hidden beneath layers of lace and societal decorum. The absurdity of it all is almost comical. Women risking their lives for beauty, embracing practices that would make modern sensibilities recoil in horror. Yet, within this macabre spectacle lies a profound truth. The pursuit of beauty is a timeless human endeavor, one that has historically been fraught with danger and absurdity. The Victorian era, with its unique blend of elegance and peril, serves as a stark reminder of this enduring tension. Perhaps the most fitting conclusion is this. The next time you see a picture of a Victorian lady in her elegant finery, remember the hidden layers beneath the surface, the layers of arsenic, the layers of fire, the layers of societal expectation, and the layers of perfumed red. Let's raise a glass, of something non-toxic, of course, to the enduring absurdity of the human pursuit of beauty, a pursuit that, throughout history, has often been a deadly game. The sacred silence echoes with the laughter of the ages.